Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video. It's the person speaking is Richard D. Wolf, professor of economics. This man really did not hold back with the history of my people and what they did to people that look like me, right? And he went further to explain how some certain things happen, especially in New York and some other places. Now, let me say this, it's only people that look like me that they are so eager or so quick to ask to get over it or do not talk about it because it's been long ago. And he actually came out to say that it has not been long ago, that anybody that tells you that it's been long ago is a liar, which is actually truth, right? And then moving forward, now we remember that when we talk about how some certain things are affecting us, these people will never for a day wake up to ask the people that experience Holocaust or the Jewish. They never wake up to ask them to get over it. And the same people that Holocaust happened to, which actually did not happen in United States soil, got reparations. Well, here I am not talking about reparations. They tell us that Lane and Shane are a thing of the past. But you know what? You are also going to say the time and the date when Lane and Shane was the bill was passed. Let's get into this.
Hi, it's Quayne here. This is American Professor Richard D. Wolf, Professor of Economics. Listen to what he's going to say. I didn't say it, he did.
You have to remember, for those of you that are not Americans, try to understand the peculiarity of this society. It is now owned and operated by descendants of Europeans. What I'm about to say should be understood particularly well in Brazil, for example, because there's similarity here. So the Europeans come and they kill all the local people. They murder them. Violent, destructive, ethnic cleansing, genocide, all apply. And it took a century or two in this country, U.S., to kill them all, with the few that are left stuck on reservations, which is a kind of genocide, only it goes slowly. And so it doesn't offend you so obviously. So the country is born in its modern form in an unspeakable violence that is everywhere. Northeast, south, west, midwest, it's everywhere at different times. But the slaughter of the indigenous population is the history of this country in its first 200 years, before and after independence. It's extraordinary. And the next major phenomena is, having destroyed the indigenous population, you took the indigenous people of Africa and brought them here as slaves to do what? And that for a huge part of the country. And remember, slavery existed in New York, in Ohio, all over, not just the American South. The history of New York City is, if you want, where I live in New York City. The history of New York City is full of slave chapters of the importance of slavery in New York City. Okay, a country that is born in genocide and then graduates to become a slave. And we're not that far away from that. Slavery only ended, a century and a half ago, a little more. That's not very long in historical time. This is a country that identified its survival as dependent on mass murder in the not so distant past. Wow.
Wow, indeed. And it kind of makes you understand why America is backing Israel so strongly, because the way Israel is acting is the way America acted with its own indigenous population. So it's brothers in arms, as they say. This is why the American government really wants to ban TikTok. Instead of just facing up to their history and discussing their history like the Germans did with what they did to the Jews, the American government just want to bury their head in the sand and pretend it never happened. They want to pretend that their country was born by handing out flowers. By handing out flowers and singing Kumbaya around a fire while smoking pot. Hi, it's Quainy here. And it's not my intention to make videos every day about the misery of Black history. Yeah? I'm actually a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I'm a bit of a joker. You wouldn't believe that from watching all my videos, but I like history. And a lot of the history of my ancestors, especially the past 400 years, is not pleasant. But I come to my TikTok and there's always some comment from some white person telling me to stop playing the victim or stop using a race card. Yeah? We're just going to watch Kamala Harris talking about a bill she has brought to Congress that she wants passed to ban lynching, and then we'll discuss afterwards.
I stood here with Senator Booker when we first proposed this lynching law, and we talked about the pain and the history of the pain of this issue in America. And the fact is that the country is raw because America has never fully addressed the historic and systemic racism that has existed in our country. And our bill in its current form is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for this body to acknowledge the seriousness of this, to acknowledge that if someone places a noose over someone else's neck, why would you require that in addition their heart would be pulled out or their body pulverized to the point beyond recognition? Our bill is an opportunity to right a wrong and an opportunity for a reckoning in federal law. And we cannot pretend that lynchings are a thing of the past. Ahmaud Arbery was a victim of a modern-day lynching. He was murdered on February 23rd, 2020, just 3 months ago.
So Kamala Harris had brought a bill to Congress to outlaw lynching. It was called the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Law. Yeah? And it was the 200th time it had been brought to Congress to be outlawed. 200 times. So 199 times lynching or a bill to outlaw lynching was denied in America. Most of the people who were lynched after the abolition of slavery were Black people. Men, women, and children. Lynching was used as a form of terrorism because they would come to your house, snatch your husband out of his bed and lynch him. Burn him, as she said, decapitate parts of his body, his head, his penis, fire hundreds of bullets into the body. And all this, they tried to ban 199 times. They tried to outlaw it. It's called the Emmett Till Law because Emmett Till was a 15-year-old boy who was lynched in 1954 or 1956. Forgive me for if I've given you the wrong year. But Emmett Till, a 15-year-old boy, was lynched for supposedly winking at a white woman. We talk about our history and we're told to stop playing the victim and to shut up. Jewish people talk about the Holocaust. The Holocaust ended in 1945. Emmett Till was lynched in 1954. No one tells Jews to shut up about what happened to them. Black Americans were terrorized after the abolition of slavery. They were terrorized with their houses being burnt to the ground, churches being bombed. There was a case in 1958, where 2 black girls burned to death in a church that was bombed by the Ku Klux Klan. There are a recorded 5,000 names of people who were lynched. Some of them white, some of them Chinese, some of them Italian, but the vast majority black people. The law was passed. After 200 attempts, they finally passed the law to outlaw lynching in the United States of America. It's to me, it's beyond logic that a government would allow citizens to go around and just grabbing people and killing them and not face the law for doing it. That's why you have so many photographs of white people standing under dead black bodies hanging from trees, because they know there'll be no consequences. There's a film called Fury starring Spencer Tracy, came out about 1936, I think, and he's a white man, victim of a lynching. He supposedly has assaulted or raped some girl in a town. He's a stranger in town, so of course he gets the blame, and he's in prison, and a mob comes to the prison to lynch him. They can't get him out of prison, so they set the jail on fire, and he supposedly burns to death, but he doesn't. And he comes back for revenge. Because this lynching was filmed, a lot of the people, the instigators of it, those who threw the petrol bomb or whatever, were seen on film. And Spencer Tracy is able to take them to court and prosecute them for attempted murder. So this film shows a white man victim of lynching, but he is allowed to prosecute those who tried to lynch him. But when it happened to black people, people could stand in front of cameras smiling, knowing that there'll be no prosecution, knowing there'll be no justice for those people they just murdered. Even the Supreme Court, the United States Congress, will not give them justice and would turn it down 199 times until 2022. 2022, lynching was finally outlawed in the United States of America. Wow, that's a long time ago, isn't it?
This is all I got from this video. And why I brought this video is because there is a video I actually will put up on Naya Same, where a young beautiful black young girl who is actually in University of Alabama. So I think Charlie Kirk, you all already know who Charlie Kirk is. So I think he had a workshop in their school, and the girl came out to ask them if they know what it feels like to be haunted in school. And people started laughing at her. And Charlie Kirk told her that there is no boogeyman in school that would haunt her, that she is lying, that they are no longer in, that there is nothing like that happening in Alabama. So I took my time to make a research again, because I know all these are happening, Sundown Town and all that. But the young lady was saying this with all her heart and really being bitter about it. And people were laughing. And they told her that her experiences, like, she isn't kind of lying, that why would you say that you are being haunted? The reality is that Mississippi, Alabama is just another place that is, people know what happens there, right? Laying and Shane is nothing new, especially when you cross Sundown Town. And not just only Sundown Town, right? But sundown towns are all there. And to this very moment, a lot of people are still denying that it was back then that they had sundown towns. The truth is that sundown towns are still all over everywhere. I am sorry I'm digressing, but I am trying to bring something to us. When did they sign this bill of, well, that was 2022, right? And we are in 2024. The truth is that they are still doing all this. Like I said before, each time Black people want to talk about what they've been going through and all that, they want to hush them because they don't want you to speak. The reason is because it's been long ago. That is what they usually, but the truth is that they have refused to read their book to understand what the history is talking. Most of them they don't even know anything that got to do with African American history. They don't know any history. They did not read anything, and they are still hiding most of the books from them, ban them. They are not being taught, and they have refused to read. Right? To this very moment, this is happening. It is not new. Lane and Chin did not go away. Because as at last 2 years, I remember how many people that I brought here that they were missing and eventually found in the woods with their body parts in different places, shoes found in somewhere else and all that, traced back to a sundown town. So Lane and Chin is still out there. The bill is something that you can imagine how some people will think that you are not human enough, because why would somebody do a horrifying thing to someone just because we don't look alike, right? They know it's a horrible thing to do, but it was okay because we don't feel pains. Then the first professor that started, where he said, how they brought people. See, the truth is that some people are not ready to tell themselves the truth. Not until they start speaking the truth about the history or what they did to people that look like me. I am sure then we will be ready to listen. But now they've been lying. I am happy that some of them are coming out. It's not something Black people have been saying. Black people have been saying it. But when they speak, because it looks like most times when they talk to themselves, they listen more. But when we speak it, you are lying because you are here. How can you be saying the truth when you want reparations? Because they always tell you that you want reparations. That's why you're talking something like, but that reparation is a must because, man, with all these things that I've been digging up, man, how can a particular group of people go through all this? Just one particular group of people. And then they're going to tell you it's been lost. Shut up. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.